Hey guys, I'm getting ready to start another layout. This is a day 4 of layout week, and I have one 4x6 and two 3x4 photos here. And I've chosen my papers from Crate Papers, the Pier collection, and I've chosen a really bright and colorful background and then two neutrals in between that background and my my photos. And that is actually going to allow me to have bright colors in my photos and bright colors in my background to give the overall layout fun and energy without it being too overwhelming and looking like a circus or something. So now I'm going to take the American Crafts thickers. They're craft with gold foil polka dots, and I love them, and they're in the Crate Paper, the Pier collection pack, or you can buy them separately as well. And I have stuck them on a piece of pink paper to create my title. And now I'm turning it into a banner by just cutting straight up into the strip from the center and then angling the two corners. And so now I've got my title, which is going to be Kermit's Key Lime Pie. And as I looked at the layout, there was just too much, I don't know, I didn't have enough separation in between the different layers, and it wasn't working for me. So I kind of gave up on it for the day, and I came back the next day and decided to trim down the papers a little bit, ink the edges with, I think, frayed burlap distress ink, I'm pretty sure. And then I matted each of them on a piece of craft cardstock to give even more separation between the layers of paper, and then that really helped the whole thing come together. So it gave it just a lot of life. So sometimes, and that's usually what I'll do if I know my paper choices are solid but I don't know how they look together in a layer, then I'll put separation between them to create a sort of a sharpness and a depth. So I'm just finishing inking the last one here. And this one I don't actually glue down because I'm not sure if I might not want to tuck some things underneath it. And then it's the same thing with my banner. I just didn't feel like there was enough definition, so I'm going to go and ink the edges of my banner as well as mat it on a piece of craft cardstock. And I didn't mat the wood grain paper because the wood grain was fine on its own. It was just the background and the middle piece that I was having trouble with. So now once I put down the title that's been matted on the craft cardstock, you're going to see how it looks so much better. And it's such a simple change, but this is pretty much my go-to for when I've chosen my papers and I know that the color scheme is solid as far as design principles go and that it should work, but it doesn't work. Then I know it's time to add separation between them. So I've put the Y on and off so many times I decided just to glue it down for now while I wait. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create some of my own embellishments. And I'm using the Martha Stewart silicone molds that make stars, and I'm also going to use her paper clay. The paper clay is really fun for making your own embellishments because it's so light, but it's pretty strong. And I'm just showing you how if you buy the multicolor pack of her clay, it comes with a color making guide. So I've mixed up the clay to make a lemon yellow to match the key lime pie color in that photo there, that yellow. And I'm just popping it into the mold. So let me show you what I do. I take the clay and I roll it into a ball. And then I'm gonna push it into the mold. And what I do is I swirl my finger in a circle around and around and around to rub off as much of the excess clay as I can, and then I'll go back in with my finger and trim off any little bits that are hanging around. And that way I can pull a clean star out of my mold. And then because the mold is silicone, all you have to do is bend it back away from the shape and it'll pop right out. And this mold set and the multicolored clay and the white clay that you mix the multicolored clay with are the giveaway for today. So if you want to learn more about the giveaway and how you can win this set of clays and molds to make your own embellishments, go over to my blog. And that is linked down below in the video description. So now I have mixed up a green to match the green in the back, that stripe in the paper, and also of the lime sitting by the key lime pie. And again, I'm just showing you, it's the same thing. I put it into a ball and I rub it with my finger to get as much of the excess clay off as possible, and then I'm ready to go. So now I've got those drying, and they don't take very long to dry if you're in a drier climate. They might take more if you're in a humid climate. And I'm ready to commit to my photo placement and my paper placement. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere everything down, and I have the base of my layout all settled. So now I know where I want my key lime pie title banner to be, and I'm just trying to figure out if I want it to cover the white stripe at the bottom of the photos or not, and I decide that I do. And so I have these mini market letter stickers from October Afternoon that I'm going to use to spell out Kermit's. There's obviously these photos were taken in Key West, and obviously in Key West there's a lot of key lime pie places. There's two that are really famous, and one of them is Kermit's. And we actually went to Kermit's while we were there in Key West, and it was a lot of fun, and the pie was pretty tasty. So there's not a lot of journaling for this layout, because really, what can you say about key lime pie? It tastes good. So next I've taken the ephemera pack from the crepe paper, the Pier collection, and I've kind of laid them out on my desk according to size, so that I can put them together the way that I like. And when I am layering embellishments, I do it by size first. You know, I want large, medium, and small, and then I do it by color. So you know, so it helps me to sort them like this. You see how they're all kind of lined up all around my layout. And then the layered stickers, from the layered stickers, I have taken that happy glitter geotag. And now I'm placing my stars, my clay stars, and they have a real fun finish to them. And they don't add any weight to the layout. They're so thin. Or they're not thin, but they're so light. And they don't snap. They have this paper clay from Martha Stewart is got paper fibers in it, which acts as similar to how rebar acts in concrete to make it more flexible and prevent cracking. So now that I've decided on my general embellishment placement, I'm going to start adhering my embellishments down, and I'm going to adhere the cloud embellishment from the ephemera pack that has the geotag embellishment from the layered sticker pack to the upper right corner. And then I'm going to adhere my clay stars with just a dab of glue. I'm getting them all lined up exactly where I want them. And now I'm going to go through, and this umbrella is cut from that hexagon paper in the crepe paper, the Pier collection. That's hexagons. Well, it's umbrellas and put into a hexagon pattern. It's really fun. And so I just had a scrap of it left, and I just cut out all of them and added them to the ephemera pack. And now I'm taking some of the gold sequins from the ephemera pack, and I'm putting 3 at each of the 2 embellishment clusters at the bottom of the page, since there's already gold in the one at the top of the page with the happy geotag. And once I'm sure of my placement of them, I just pick them off, put a drop of glue, and then put them back on. And I use tweezers for this. It's just easier. So now I'm going to continue to fiddle with the stars. I think I actually want more stars, so I'm going to add some green ones to the side of the page here. And to the right side of the page. But no matter how many times I put a star in the upper right corner, it just never really fit with the layout, and so that's okay. I just didn't put one up there. And here is the final layout. So you can see the awesome layered and stitched ephemera piece, as well as that geotag. And then those fun thickers, they are so awesome. And then the clay stars turn out so cool. And all the different little bits and pieces that added up to a really bright and fun layout utilizing the crepe paper, the Pier collection. So be sure to stick around for photos and then check out my blog for a giveaway.